Hey guys, and welcome to episode 5 of Bodyweight, Mobility and Core. It is a lovely stormy day outside, and we're going to do a really big, nice mobility session here with just a little bit of core in it today. Okay, it's going to be a nice, big, full body mobility, and we're just going to start with head rolls. And again, I'm sitting in this kneeling position simply because it's convenient. You can sit cross-legged, or you can even stand up for kind of most of this first part actually if you want to. So just starting with head rolls, 10 in each direction. Nice big slow circles to get the upper body warmed up nice and slowly. Always got to take a bit more time warming up in colder weather. And 10 the other way. That's 8, 9, 10, and put your right arm out, and we're just going to do nods. You're going to nod your head to your right shoulder, and then go back on an angle like this. Okay, just 10 of these, nice and slow, controlled again, big movements. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10 the other way. 1, 10. Okay, so now putting your arms out like this, we're just going to rotate from the elbows 10 times in each direction, just pausing for 1 to 2 seconds at each end range. A little stretch through the biceps and the shoulder. And make sure the movement's coming from the elbow joint, not the shoulder. Rotate a little bit better than the other. It's just little things to be aware of in yourself where you have asymmetrical mobility restrictions. What you can do is you can always just do a little more work on one side than the other. Always just pause the video, do a few extra reps. I know myself that left arm's definitely a bit tighter, especially when I'm in this rotation here. I can really feel the difference. I think there's 2 more. Okay, now we're going to come down to a prone position, and we're just going to bring the elbows in and out, keeping those hands still. So almost like you're trying to flap your wings as if you're a bird, but your hands are stuck to the ground. Okay, we're going to do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more for good luck. Number 10. Okay, going into walking the hands around now. So 90-degree intervals. And sit back into that. around. Okay, when you get all the way back, just pause it for a few seconds. We're going to go 5 in each direction. Same again. Come back and just pause on it for a couple of seconds. That's 2. Number 5. So that's our neck and our wrists and arms warmed up. Okay, I'm going to start some slightly deeper stretching on the upper body next. So put your hands up like this, like thumbs up. Okay, so this time you are going to rotate from the shoulder and you're going to go all the way back and pause for a second. All the way around, and pause for a second, and we're going to do 10 like that, okay? 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and one more, and 10. Now this next one I would recommend being in kneeling position for. So, can we come up like this, bringing your hands into the ground. And now, just going to sit right leg forward and get a nice deep stretch across the chest, the shoulders, into the biceps a little bit. And make sure you're pushing your chest up. And we're just going to hold this for about 30 seconds or so. So again, we're always blending active movements with passive movements as well. You can get by with just doing active movements. The passive movements really do help in terms of lengthening the muscle a little bit, but you should never do passive movements, just to say just static stretching like this on an unwarmed up muscle. That actually increases your injury risk. We've already done some active movements to warm up the shoulders and the arms and the chest. Okay, so now we're going to do a different chest stretch. So, get those arms out behind, push your chest up. You can slide your bum forward if you want. And again, we're just doing this nice passive movement, but what you can do is you can rock a little bit from side to side and just increase the stretch on each shoulder, or if you have one side that you're noticing is a bit tighter than the other, you can just put a little more pressure through that arm. We're going to hold this for about 30 seconds or so. And if you find the stretch is lessening, you can always slide your bum forward a bit, but just make sure Keep your chest up all the way through the movement. And from here, we're going to go into everyone's favorite crab, and we're just going to do 10, and we're going to hold each one for just sort of 2 or 3 seconds when we're up, okay? And you'll probably notice that you're getting more range of motion towards the end of the 10 than you are at the beginning. And make sure as you come up, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads, squeeze your core, and go for maximum extension possible, okay? So up into this tabletop or this crab position, and 2, 3, and down. And up again, this is number 2. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And down. And up again for 3. And down. Up again for 4. Down. 5. Down. 6. Down. 7. Down. 8. Down. 9. And down. And 10. And down. Just gives your arms a little shake off for a second. As we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do reverse planks now. So they're a similar position. Okay. Legs out front. Rocking the mismatching socks brigade again today. 3, 2, 1, and up. And again, just that 2 to 3 second hold. And down. And we're going to do 10 of these. Go. That's 2. Up again. Three. Up. 4. Up. That's 5. This time, when you're up for the next 5, I want you to actively push your hands down into the ground and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Okay, we'll get a bit of an isometric workout in the upper body as well. Up. So push, squeeze core, squeeze quads, squeeze glutes. Push the hands into the ground, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And down. 4 more. Up. And down. 3 more. And down. 2 more. And down. Last one now. And down. Okay. Take my glasses off for the next part. We're going to do bridges. It doesn't matter if you can't do a full bridge. Okay. Just try and get the best range of motion you can. Bridge isn't really my strong suit, as you'll see in a second. But it's never going to get better if you don't practice it. If you can't get into a bridge position at all, just lie on your back and try and push yourself as much as you can. If you can't get the arms back, what you can just do is just go back and just do some extra reverse planks. So, these aren't going to be anything fancy. Just up for 1, 2, 3, and down. We're going to do 5 of those. Up again for 1, 2, 3, and down. 3 more. Up for 1, 2, 3, and down. 2 more. And up for 1, 2, 3, and down. And 1 more, I think. Up for 1, 2, 3, and down. And you can grab a drink, and we'll come back to this in a second. Okay guys, so into that little bit of core work I promised, because you know what we did wasn't challenging enough in your core. And we're going to start with plank variations. So that's side plank, low plank, high plank, low plank, side plank. I'm going to do 5 of those. Okay, starting in side plank for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and low for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and high for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and low for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and side for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1. We're going to do 5 of those. Back down into low for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and high for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and low for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and side for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2. And low for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and high for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and low for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and side for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 3, and low for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and high for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and low for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and side for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4, and low for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and high for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and low for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and side for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Spider crawl variations next, which is external spider crawl, internal spider crawl, external spider crawl, internal spider crawl. Okay, that makes 1 rep. We're going to do 5 of those as well. The good news is we're only doing this core 1 time. Okay, it's not repeated. So, out, out, in, that's 1. Out, out, in, that's 2. Out, out, in, that's 3. Out, out, in, that's 4. Out, out, in, that's 5. And get up, get downs next, just 10. So that's plank position to push up position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And, oh, lovely. Plank bird dog. So I'm going to face this way forward. And that's moving. Opposite hand and opposite foot. We've got 5 each side. And we're going to hold each one up for 2 to 3 seconds again, okay? So down into a plank position. You're going to move right foot, left arm. 2, 3, and change. And up for 1, 2, 3, and change. 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 One more time. 1, 2, 3, change. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Great news. That's the core done. That's the tough part of the workout. Grab a little drink. When we come back, we're going to do some more mobility on shoulders and back and core and stuff. And then we're going to go into some nice deep stretching on the legs. That was the tough bird dog. Now we've got the easy bird dog. Okay, so this is just done from the prone position. And again, we're going to do 5 each side with 2 to 3 second holds. Make sure, particularly with this one, when your arm is out, you're squeezing that shoulder. When your leg is up, you're squeezing that glute. And the whole time, you should be contracting the core, okay? And what you want is a nice straight line from your hand all the way through to your toes. You don't want arms up or down. Okay. Okay. Change. 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 One more each side. Change. And change. Okay, so some kind of deep mobility now for the upper body. I'm going to do the first set facing side on the second set facing forward to give you a bit of a different view. So we're going to do some reach and twist through. So you're coming from here, you're going to reach around like this and then twist. You're trying to almost make a straight line fingertip to fingertip. Okay, we're going to do 10 each side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to change positions, and we're also going to change arms. Okay, so reaching through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. Okay. Last one in this part. We're going to go up into a downward dog, but we're not focusing on the lower body now. We're not up to lower body stuff just yet. This is the last exercise for the upper body. And we're going to focus on just pushing the arms down into the ground when you're up in that position. And you're just going to change sides where you're just kind of actively pushing one arm gently into the ground, 2 to 3 seconds at a time. We're going to do 10 reps on each arm, okay? So, up. Okay. angle. You can have your knees bent a little bit as we're not focusing on the lower body here. 1, 2, actively push those hands down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10. Okay. So that's the end of the core and the upper body stuff. Doing some nice deeper lower body mobility now. We're just going to start with some active movements before we get into any sort of passive stretching. So starting first, coming up into this butterfly pose. Okay, feet together. Just bounce the legs a little bit first. Okay. Now, put your hands behind, bum up, and slide back, slide forward, and then pull the knees down, just for about 2 to 3 seconds. And up, we're going to do 10 of these. Back, forward, down, that's 2. Back, forward, down. You're using your glutes to pull your knees to the ground, that's 3. Back, forward, down. The closer you get your butt to your feet, the deeper the stretch is going to be. Back, forward, down, that's 4. Back, forward, down, that's 5. Back, forward, down, that's 6. Back, forward, down, that's 7. Should find you're getting deeper and deeper with these now. 8. 9, one more for good measure. And 10. Okay, next one is dragon stretch. This is another one I thank my old coach for back home. I'm going to demonstrate it face on first and then side on, just to give you 2 different views on it. So, to make your life easy, put your left foot forward. Okay, left hand goes from the inside to the outside of the left foot. Now, you're going to pick your knee up. You're going to look up to the sky, stretching up, and then you're going to push, lock that back knee, the right knee out, and then push the hip down. And then we're going to hold this for about 30 seconds or so. You can push that left knee out a little bit. Okay. Just nice, slow breathing. We are going to change legs. I'm just going to change side as well. So now your right foot's forward, right hand goes from the inside to the outside of the right foot. Back knee comes up off the ground, lock the knee, look up, push the hip down 30 seconds. Okay, about 30 seconds or so. Next up is one of my favorites, squat to plank. So getting in that nice deep squat position, and if you can, start with fingers under the toes and keeping your body in contact with your thighs, and straighten your legs as much as you can, and then we hold it for 5 seconds. Okay, up, keep the body in contact with the thighs for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Okay, this time we're going to lock the knees all the way straight. Your body can come away from the torso. Up we go. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Same again this time, but you're going to squeeze the quads as well while you're up. And up. Lock the knees, squeeze the quads for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. This time, hands are going to go in behind the ankles or behind the calf if you can't reach the ankle. And we're going to pull ourselves straight, lock the knees, and squeeze the quads, and then pull yourself in, okay? So up, lock knees, squeeze quads, pull yourself in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. And just one more, same thing again, but this time we're going to hold it for 10 seconds. Because why not, eh? Up, squeeze, pull, 1, 2, 3, 4, deep breaths, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, one last thing now. Legs out wide. Manipulate with your feet if you need to. Or maybe with your hands if you need to. One hand forward, one hand behind. Push yourself up. Tilt so you're leaning forward a little, so you're sitting on your hamstrings rather than your glutes. And you'll find you get a little more range of motion out of those legs. And we're going to start with QL stretch first. So, basic version is just to pull yourself over like this. If you can do that, reach over the toes. If you can do that, bring the arm in as well, okay? And we're going to hold this for about 5 seconds. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come up. And we're going to do the same thing again. Put yourself over. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come up. And we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to hold this one for 10 seconds now. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And change sides. And come over for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should feel a nice deep stretch down here. And let's go again. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more for good measure. 10 seconds now. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you should be able to get a little bit wider on the legs now. Okay, tilt yourself right forward. I'm going to walk the fingers forward. You're going to get as deep as you can. You're going to press your hands down hard into the ground for 3 seconds. Go further forward, squeeze your hands down for 3 seconds, go further forward, squeeze your hands down for 3 seconds, walk further forward, and then we're going to hold it for 10. Okay? So, get rid of the glasses. I'm going to go as far forward as I can. Push hands down for 1, 2, 3. Walk fingers. Push hands for 1, 2, 3. Walk fingers. Push hands for 1, 2, 3. Walk forward for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and come up. And that, ladies and gentlemen, as they say, is that. Another episode done. You should be feeling lovely and mobile at the end of that. And tune in for more fun and games tomorrow for more stretching and core.